psychic with a T, the psychic with a T, that's me, that's me. The one with the T, the one with the T, that's me, that's me. When the planets align, spirit speaks on time, that's me, that's me. When the planets align, spirit speaks on time, that's me, that's me. When the trolls be gone, candle work be strong, that's me, that's me. When the trolls be gone, candle work be strong, that's me, that's me. I don't care what the others say, let's channel some energy today. I don't care what the others say, let's channel some energy today. Capricorn, Virgo, Libra strong, this tarot card reading about to be long. Capricorn, Virgo, Libra strong, this tarot card reading about to be long. Hi everyone, welcome to my live video, my live stream video, where today we will be talking about how to use your Cancer/Moon energy to attract and get what you want. So I hope you all are doing well. Thank you so much for listening and watching. If you're new to my channel, I am Lamarr Townsend. I am an astrologer, I'm a psychic, I'm an energy channeler, and I'm a tarot reader. So if you would be interested in a reading from me, definitely check out my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. I would love to read for you. I do astrology, natal chart, birth chart readings. I also do psychic tarot readings. I also make candles, and I also make bracelets. So if you'd be interested in any of those types of things, check out my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content, and also make sure you hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you'll get all notifications every time I go live or upload a brand new video. Sorry, I just got done doing 4 readings, personal readings back to back. I'm going to get into that in a second. It's one of the reasons why I did this video. Okay, so follow me on my Vimeo, vimeo.com/LamarrTownsendTarot, so you can get even more exclusive access to content that I don't post for the regular YouTube public to see. Lastly, make sure you also follow me on my Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, where I also post even more access, or where I post even more exclusive content that you can have access to. For example, after I get off this video, doing this video, I'm going to go live on Instagram to do a psychic reading on a specific YouTuber. So with that being said, let's get into the topic at hand. So my Virgo rising notices something in my background that I don't like, so give me a second. Sorry, that was like really annoying me. Okay, so how to use your Cancer energy/Moon energy to get what you want. Now, when I speak of this, I just want to let everyone know that we all have Cancer and Moon energy in our chart. Whenever anyone, for example, asks you what's your zodiac sign, what they're really asking you is what is your sun sign. We all have a sun sign, meaning the month that we were born, the day that we were born. That is specifically what our sun sign is. So, like, for example, if you were born between the months of December, late December, and up until like January 22nd, your sun sign is a Capricorn. For example. But we also have a moon sign. We also have a Venus. We also have a rising sign. We have so many other placements in our chart that constitute our personality and who we are and our life purpose and things of that nature. So that's why I always recommend my clients and just people that watch my videos to get a birth chart reading. Whether you get a birth chart reading from me or another reputable astrologer, that's up to you. But I always recommend my clients to get birth chart readings. So now the moon is all about our emotions, how we express our emotions, our emotional reactions to certain situations. The moon also rules the relationship to our family and our home, specifically our mother. The moon also rules what we need to feel emotionally secure. Alright, so quite different from the sun. The sun rules more so our vitality for life, our connection to our life purpose and our higher self. The sun rules our creativity and stuff like that. But the moon energy is very, very important, especially when it comes to manifestation. The moon is also associated with intuition. That's why you often will hear like female's intuition, a mother's intuition. Like, that is the moon energy. That's like a feeling you get that you just can't shake. That is literally the moon. That is also how your spirits will speak to you. Your spirit guides will often speak to you through your moon sign. And that's often how you will channel spirit, is through your moon sign. Nonetheless, there's also other planets such as your Neptune and stuff like that. But I'm just trying to tell you how important the moon sign is. So, how exactly do you channel that moon energy, in order to get what you want, to manifest what you want? Now, it's quite interesting because earlier today, I think it's almost like 1 a.m. here. Oh, it's like 11:30. It's not that late. But earlier today, I had a reading with a client, and my client called me. I'm not going to spill too much of her tea, but my client called me, and she was asking me about a Cancer man who was giving her some problems. She said she had watched a few of my videos, and she knew that I went through a similar situation. And I was telling her like how Cancer people in general, whether they're men or women, have this thing where they do things sideways, and they kind of like for example, say a Cancer doesn't really know what they want in terms of dating, but they like find comfort in you and being with you and talking with you and stuff like that. They will like kind of like play hot and cold more so, or they will string you along. They'll do stuff that acts like you're dating, but when you try to make things official or say what are we, the Cancer like goes into their shell. That's like they're the crab, so they walk sideways anyway, right? Like that's just how a Cancer is. But I was saying this to my client. The reason why Cancers do this is because they're a little bit like not as aware of like how they're coming across. This can especially deal with any emotional trauma that they've gone through as a child or a young person. And in dealing with their emotions, if they didn't have a healthy relationship with that growing up, then that's definitely going to affect their lifestyle and how they deal with their emotions and other people's emotions, in their adulthood. Now, mind you, this Cancer man that she was dealing with, and I know she watches my videos, so I don't want to spill all her tea. Let's just say that he was a fully formed adult man, okay? But still acting like a child, and I said, I feel like this guy acts like a child to the client, and she was like, he does, like he literally does, like you're spot on with that. Now, here's why that Cancer men and many Cancer people that you often find act like that, act very childish, and have trouble confronting their emotions and the emotions of others, and have trouble responding emotionally to situations in a healthy way. It's because they're not in tune, they're not in control of their Cancerian power. They're not in tune with their moon energy. It's tough when you're a Cancer sun, but if you know your moon sign, being able to harness that moon energy is so important, and it's something that we're all working towards. It's trust me, I'm not blaming Cancers for anything. Having Cancer energy or being a Cancer, whether you're a Cancer sun or moon, is difficult. I mean, there's a reason why Cancers are so moody. Not only do they pick up on their own emotions and the emotions of the people that love them and that they love, but also just like a Cancer can literally walk into a room, depending on how sensitive they are, and feel the emotions of like everyone in the room, which causes them to go into their shell and blah blah blah, right? That's one way to like although harness that energy. So okay, let's start with how do we harness these energies to our benefit. Okay, so when we speak of Cancer and moon energy, we have to think that that is our emotions. It doesn't matter if your moon's in Libra, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, or Scorpio, or Cancer, or Pisces. We all have moon energy in our chart, meaning that we all have emotions. We all have different ways of expressing them. We all have different ways of processing them. And even the moon rules our relationship to our family. We all have different relationships with our family. Now let's speak about trauma, because trauma plays a big role into how we actually harness or don't harness the energy of the moon. Trauma can also come in many different forms. Someone that's gone through abuse, whether it's physical, mental, sexual, or otherwise, can have just the same amount of trauma, or just the same, or that trauma can affect someone whose trauma is maybe just like getting bullied in school, or being the odd one out at school or the odd one in the family. Both of these traumatic situations are valid, right? It's just a matter of how do these people, as they grow and evolve, emotionally process and deal with those traumatic situations. If you never deal with those traumatic situations, they're always going to come up in the form of you being triggered. All right, so one way you actually give your power away your moon energy away is by being triggered and responding in ways where it's just like an emotional reaction. You don't even think about it. It's just like how you automatically react. Like, I'll give you an example. Me, I'm a moon in Libra. So, like, I love, as a Libra, moon in Libra, I love, like, harmony, peace. That's what makes me feel emotionally secure. But there was a point in time, I live alone now. There was a point in time where I lived with my family. And, I was picking up on all the different energies of my family. And, like, it just wasn't conducive to where I was going in my life. So instead of, like, kind of taking control of that energy, all those emotions, I let the emotions get the best of me. And I would get triggered by my aunt. And then we'd start, verbally fighting and stuff like that. And it was a whole mess. But, I look back at that and I'm like, if only I had been able to harness that moon energy, that Cancer energy in me, and use it for the good rather than the bad. And there were moments where I teeter-tottered, but it's a process. One way that you give your power away with this Cancer moon energy is being triggered and letting your emotions get the best of you, or sometimes you'll even let or allow people and not even realize it, allow people to trigger you intentionally. Like, sometimes people will intentionally push your emotional buttons to get a reaction out of you, to get a rise out of you. So you've got to take control of your emotions. And one of the best ways to take control over your emotions is to release and heal your emotional trauma, your emotional baggage. Whether this comes from your family, whether this comes from your friends, whether this comes from your coworkers, your lovers, or all of the above, or just your own self-esteem issues, you got to heal that. Now, this is a theme that I was talking to my client about, which is abandonment. Cancers are actually one of, like, the zodiac signs that, like, deal with abandonment the most. Like, abandonment can be a natural trigger for a Cancer, especially if they've been abandoned by their mother or their family, in some way, shape, or form, or feel that way. Cancers aren't really good with rejection. All right. So if you've ever been emotionally rejected in some way, shape, or form, or if you've dealt with abandonment, that is also like a trigger, and you're gonna need to heal that too. Because one way to harness this Cancer energy and moon energy is to find what makes you feel emotionally secure. All right, and one way you give your power away with that is finding emotional security in things that are like tangible but like not long lasting, or even people that can be fickle, right? So you've gotta find emotional security in self. How do you do that? Through trusting yourself more, spending more time with yourself, but also healing your emotional traumas. All right? You've got to find emotional security in being alone. Because at the end of the day, the person that won't abandon you is yourself, right? Like, you're not going to abandon yourself. Like, and if you do, then, like, that's where also, like, that's the first point of trauma that you need to look at is why are you abandoning yourself emotionally, physically, or otherwise? And that can come in the form of just, like, not taking the best care of yourself, not taking your medicine when you need to be taking it, like those kinds of things, like that's also another way you can, like, not harness this energy and give your power away is like sabotaging your own self, you know? So you've got to get control of those emotional reactions. You've got to get control of those emotional triggers. That's the first way to gain your power. And then once you heal, and then once you realize why you've been so triggered, maybe, you're able to not let it trigger you so much, and then you're able to advance to the next level. Okay, now I've gotten rid of that trauma. What's the next thing I need to get rid of? Show me the next thing, Spirit, that I need to face so that I can keep getting over to the other side. And then you become so powerful. All right? It's so funny because I think people make fun of like Capricorns and Virgos and Tauruses for like being emotionally cold or whatever. But really, like, the one thing I will say about Capricorn, Virgos, and Tauruses is that, like, they can be a master of their emotions. And that's what makes them powerful. Think about it. Capricorn, for example, is the polar opposite of Cancer. The one thing you'll always hear about a Capricorn sun, moon, or rising is that they are, like, very in control of their emotions. They do not let their emotions get the best of them. I will say that's the number one thing that, like, makes Capricorns so powerful. Is that they really know how to harness that Cancer energy and make the best use of it. And not give that power away. Alright? Gotta be careful of giving that moon, Cancer energy and that power away. All right? Because you have power, Cancer. Like, Cancer is all about nurturing. Cancer is all about intuition. Cancer is all about, like, emotional connections, someone or something that you really feel you can trust and you have a bond with. That is really, that's a special thing. Cancers are very special, but you have to see yourself as special. All right? So, those are some main ways to really harness. And then once you get control of your emotions and you become a master of your own emotions, then you can like easily see how other people are like letting their emotions and their triggers sabotage them. Then you become the master of other people's emotions. Like me. Well, that's kind of my job anyway, right? But I think it's easier when you, like, for example, when you have a moon in like an earth sign or an air sign. That's what I think. Because then you can assess your emotions from a different perspective. It's maybe a little bit difficult if you have a moon in a water sign. But it's possible. It's possible nonetheless. You would have to get a birth chart reading, though. But that's just a simple, basic way of being able to harness that moon energy, that Cancer energy, and use it to manifest what you want, all right? And no longer allow it to sabotage you. Because sometimes it's your emotions that's that one thing that's blocking you from getting your blessing. All right? So own your emotions, own that power, own that Cancer moon energy. So, all right, you guys, I hope I gave you some clarity and insight. Definitely book a reading with me if you would like to get a birth chart reading. LamarrTownsendTarot.com. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I would love to have you become a member of my YouTube channel. Also, while you're at it, if you really want to become a member, hit the join button on my YouTube channel. Make sure you check out my Vimeo and follow me on my TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at Lamarr Townsend Tarot. I'll see you in the next video, or I'll see you for your own personal reading. Either way, I'll see you soon. The choice is yours. Excuse me. Love and light.